Hey friends, Melissa from melissaversusfibromyalgia.com here and founder of Yoga for the Chronic Life virtual yoga studio. Today we have got the coffee, we are ready to chat, we are talking practical tools to help you manage myofascial pain syndrome and trigger points. So I have some practical tools and I am going to share it all with you now. Do you physically treat trigger points? Heat. I love heat. You can use a heat pack, you can use an electric heating pad, you can use a hot bath or shower. It's good stuff. Topical creams, there's all sorts around. Trigger point massage, so that can be other people, like a massage therapist or a physiotherapist who knows what they're doing. And if you've got the central sensitivity as well, you want to really make sure they know what they're doing. I once saw a physical therapist who just jabbed the trigger point. My whole nervous system, I felt it just go on guard, and I was in so much pain for so many days. So what I do now is my physiotherapist, she puts acupuncture needles in the trigger points very gently and leaves them there quietly while she does ultrasound on my lower back, and then takes them out just as gently. And it is calming for the nervous system and helps the trigger points to release. Now, the next thing you knew was going to be on this list, I'm sure, if you've followed me for any amount of time, stretching and yoga, but probably not how you've thought of it. I'm talking targeted stretches, like I have some specific neck stretches I teach, and cat and cow pose that can be really helpful, but very gentle stretches and relaxing stretches. So restorative yoga is fantastic because it's active relaxation, will help you release the muscles, turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, and let your body melt. I don't like yin yoga for trigger points. I don't like pushing into sensation. And if you've got active trigger points in a muscle, it's not going to feel very good. So I avoid that, but you have to see what feels good for you and work with your physical therapy team to see if that's something you should or shouldn't do. And then you can also look at medicine. So for example, those anti-inflammatories, which they say don't help fibromyalgia, do actually help trigger points. I'm not qualified obviously to talk about medicines. I'm sharing what has helped me, and I have also used muscle relaxants before. I haven't been able to for like 4 years because I was pregnant, nursing, had a tiny break, then was pregnant and now nursing again, and you can't take any of the muscle relaxants available here in New Zealand when you are pregnant or nursing. But I found that really helpful just to release the spasm when it got to that point. But let's go on and talk about practical items that can help you manage myofascial trigger points at home. So the first thing we have is a theracane massager. This one started for me, and so it's like a knobby looking stick, and you can use it to push into your trigger points, and it really helped because my index finger joints get really sore, and so putting the pressure and maintaining the pressure is just too hard. And so that's a really great way to reach trigger points in those harder to reach places like your back. Now, if like me, your neck is a big issue to manage, then you might like a cervical neck traction device. It's kind of like a cradle that your neck goes in, and then the trigger point they treat is in the cervical spine, which is a problem for a lot of us, especially if you're one who gets headaches a lot. Now, the next thing is so inexpensive, and if you follow me on Instagram, please do come and follow me and have a chat with me. Oh, send a screenshot of this, whatever you're listening on, and tag me on Instagram, and then I can say hi. But if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this tiny little item I use called a peanut ball, and it has changed my life. Funnily enough, I couldn't actually remember the name of it for like weeks. It was hilarious. But anyway, when I was not able to go to the physiotherapist during lockdown, it was so great because it's got two points where it goes into the trigger point and then a gap in the middle. So you can use it down your spine, because the last thing you want is any pressure on your spine, and up into your neck. And it made such a difference when I had a headache building. It was so good. Now, links to all of these things, if you want some ideas, are with the post. They're either at melissaversusfibromyalgia.com or wherever you are listening to this, it'll be available. Now, the next thing is a trigger point gun, you know, the handheld trigger point guns. Now, I haven't tried it because of accessibility in New Zealand. Some things are just not available. They're super expensive or shipping is prohibitive. But people are raving about these right now. So that might be something to consider. Now, another thing that people swear by, and I have one, but I don't use it as often as I should, is a foam roller. They are not as accessible in terms of mobility and using them, but they are affordable and easy enough to learn to use. I mean, if you Google foam rolling or gentle foam rolling, you'll come up with some options. Now, the last but the best, the thing that I have used every day for many, many years, even before I knew anything about fibromyalgia or trigger points, is a heating pad. So this is really important to my list of pain management options. Heat is simultaneously relaxing and soothing. So I've got a physical heating pad I heat up in the microwave and can put around my shoulders, but I also have an electric pad which is in my bed and really helps me in the nighttime because that neck gets really stiff over the night. Now, the practical thing that can help but you can't touch is yoga, gentle stretches, breathing, restorative yoga, yoga nidra. Why? Because calming your central nervous system and gently stretching will help relieve tension. How can you try these things? I've got a free series for you. It is it's called the 10-minute challenge, but please think of it more gently than that. But it's my 4 favorite yoga tools that you can do in 10 minutes or less. It's gentle stretches, specially designed for people with chronic pain and fatigue, breathing practice, restorative yoga practice, and a yoga nidra practice. Now, I tell you, my friend, if you try nothing else, try the yoga nidra practice. But nothing will help unless you try it. So tell me, what have you tried and what do you want to try? And then come back and let us know what you tried and how it went for you.